Hey everyone, thank you for coming to Teenage Art. I'm Jeanette, and today is a tutorial on practices that you can use in order to master your skill. Um, Now, I will discuss three main practices that one should require in achieving their goal and becoming phenomenal at whatever craft they are looking to obtain in. Before we get into the video, I do want to commemorate one YouTuber by the name of Jazzy. I think I'm saying his name right. Jazzy or Jazza. I'm not too sure. But he inspired me to make this video. He actually has a video of this particular topic on his channel, and he does little caricatures on his video about the topics. Now, um, the three terminologies that he used is different than what I'm going to discuss with you guys today. He does different terminologies, but still no, they're in the same context. This is just what I use. I find a little bit, I won't say better, because it's still the same. And I do also incorporate his advice with um, some practices that I use, or I should say all. So I use, for the most part, 6 practices, I guess you can say. But the 3 that I do mainly focus on are the 3 that I'm going to discuss with you guys today. Okay, so once you guys are done with this video, please check him out. Again, Jazza, Jazza. He has amazing videos, tips on drawing, tools, all you can on art. And I think it's other stuff that he discussed too, motivations, probably. I mean, he has a ton of videos that you guys should check out. I've been watching him for years, and it wasn't until months ago I actually incorporated some of his advice and put them to action. And I've just now actually started seeing improvement with my art, because I've been falling off the past few years, and I've kind of stopped, and I'm back in a rhythm. So now getting into the rhythm, it's kind of just been a little bit of readjustment, and you'll find that if you're stopped cooking for a while, you just kind of got to get back into the pace. So let's get into the 3. The 3 practices that one should have or one should obtain in order to achieve a master of this skill is 1, being random. Now, random is a practice where the student or the teacher exposes themselves to the practice in different contexts. So, take for instance, if you were to, your practice for that particular week was a nose. Like myself, I've been practicing nose realistic nose for years. So I would take several photos of my nose in different angles. I would, when I watch a movie, I would really in tune on that particular nose and see like, that, just different angles and stuff that I would try to key on and try to sketch it. I would first do a sketch. Maybe I'll do a mold of that sketch if you have clay. So you know like how exactly a nose is framed. Or you could do, let's say a statue, a sketch, you can depict a movie. There's so many things, but you just need to expose yourself. If the nose is what you're trying to master, and you're trying to draw that, you need to incorporate that in different ways. You need to pretty much get your hands dirty, other than having a pen and paper. So you need to expose your mind in a way that, okay, now your brain knows what a nose is, because I not only see it, but I understand it. So for, and I'll say this one, the nose for me, I've gotten a lot better with drawing a nose, because I've taken it from a 2-dimensional nose to what is, it kind of looks like it's coming off the paper, because I understand the features of it. I understand that, okay, I can draw it on the piece of paper, but now I understand that there's, like these parts of your nose, and the cheekbones that come incorporated with your nose. So all of these plays a part, and the only thing that has helped me is playing around with clay, and trying to structure a nose itself, and seeing like, hey, I'm not using a piece of paper, but now I can, make that clay into a nose. Okay, so just keep in mind that in random practice, you need to expose yourself to different components if you're trying to master that. Okay, through movies, through dressing up. If you try to do an evil queen, dress up like an evil queen to get yourself into tune with what that idea, or what what you're trying to achieve can be achieved through just automatic, like just knowing what it is, if that makes sense to you. And I hope it does. I hope that really it explains what I'm trying to depict. If not, please leave a comment down below. The second one is deliberate practice. Deliberate practice is you're setting a certain bar for yourself in order to achieve a goal. So deliberate practice, you can find that a lot within, like I say, tattoo artists. On Fever, I guess a lot of people use this one when, especially me, if like I'm drawing for a particular client, and not even for clients, I can't really say that. But in this practice, you're gonna be getting feedback from someone. Um, so you're depicting something. Let's say, use myself for an example. A good friend of mine wants a diamond drawn. So I'm drawing a diamond, sending like he sent me several references of what that drawing he wants, and I'm sending him back what I have sketched. Now he's telling me his feedback for me is, maybe the diamond is not big enough, or I can tweak the letters on it, or the shading might be off a little bit, or the numbers just doesn't look like they're right. Now in doing so, you're getting that tweak that maybe your eye didn't catch. You're catching those discrepancies. That's really what this practice is for you to catch a discrepancy that your eyes didn't see. Because if you're constantly doing noses, nose after nose after nose, you don't see nothing wrong with your nose, because hey, I done did this for months. I know what a nose looks like. Until someone else comes along and asks them, hey, what do you think I can improve on this? Or do you think this is an actual realistic nose? And you have them. I hated the red pen in school, but over the years I've learned to utilize the red pen to know where I can improve my artwork within, and it has helped. And getting feedback for any artist is never really an easy thing, but it is so useful when you're trying to achieve. You have to get the feedback, and I would express the necessity of getting that feedback. And no matter how hard it is for you to take it in over the long course of time, it does have a major impact in whatever skill you're trying to achieve. So the third practice is blocked practice. So blocked practice, again, you're setting a certain bar for yourself, but this one you need to achieve it every time. It's kind of like repetition, doing the same skill over a task over and over again. So take, for instance, again, the nose. If the nose is something, a realistic nose is what I'm trying to achieve, I have to achieve that nose. So I would take a picture of a nose I'm trying to depict, and I would sketch it until I have a resemblance of that nose offhand, or I know how to make a nose off the back of my hand, or whatever nose I'm giving to sketch, I know the structure of the nose, and I can do it over and over and over again, because I know the components of the nose. I know how to angle it to a certain way. I know what it takes, what defines, or what it is to be a nose. If that makes sense. It kind of makes a little bit of funny sense. But still in all, I hope that makes sense to you guys. Is just making it so much. So you're doing it over and over again, so it becomes automatic. And it's said to be that if you do this practice over and over again, you will gain a short-term memory loss that becomes automatic. And to me, it doesn't really make that much sense, and I have to do a little bit more research on my end, because I feel like it would retain more in your long term because it becomes automatic. But that's what studies have shown, that it becomes more short-term memory. You gain more short-term because it's, you're doing it right then, and you know what to do at that particular time. Now keep in mind that all three practices needs to be incorporated all together in your practice. So whether, again, if it's gaming, if it's architecture, if it's art, if it's drawing, if it's cooking, all three practices, again, you guys, it needs to be incorporated. So you can't really use one without the other, because you're not going to get that much gain from it, because you're not getting the feedback, you're not doing something that's repetition, and you're not just doing something that's more lax. Drawing a nose for me, I do that all the time. So that's my random drawing. That's my random practice. You'll see in a lot of my sketchbooks, I just do nose or I'll do lips. So that to me it becomes more free. But if I constantly do a nose or a lip sketch, I'm so sorry, but I'm like still twitching and stuff. I'm trying to get situated. But if I'm constantly doing something like that and never getting feedback, I won't know where to improve on, and I won't know where I can master or where I'm falling short on. Also, if I'm not doing something as a repetition, I won't know off the back of my hand where I need to grow. So my advice is to use all three components in order to master your skill. So, again, you guys, three practices: your random, deliberate, and your blocked. It doesn't need, it's not in any order. I did say this in a particular order, and this is what I use on an everyday basis. I use them for myself in order. I'll do a random practice. I'll do a deliberate. Then my next step will be a deliberate practice, um, and then it will be blocked. But that's just how I um, practice drawing. Now you could take it and switch it up. You could do deliberate practice, and then blocked, and then random. It's all up to you. It's however you choose to learn. I will also say that in doing any one of these practices, you need to eliminate some distractions for yourself. So making sure that you are in a quiet place and you're focused on whatever skill that you're trying to achieve, so that that you're just fully focused on what you're doing, and it will help you achieve the most from what you're trying to depict, the outcome that you're trying to look for. So I hope that this has helped you guys in whatever skill that you're trying to master. And let me know what skill that you're looking forward to mastering, and the achievements that you see, and let me know. Keep me posted. Okay, until next time. Bye.